Hey, welcome to my color match trading system. I developed this system because I couldn't find anything else on the market that came close to what we're doing here. We wanted to build something that was really simple and easy. I've been trading for over 30 years, and I'm just so tired of all these complexities every single day coming into the market and having to play a game of chess with participants that are smarter than me. So I wanted to build something that was simple. If it was possible, I think we were able to accomplish that. And what we have now is called the color match trading system. Um, and let me show it to you. Uh, oops, here we go. Here we go. So we have these circles and diamonds on the top part here, here. This area here represents the beginning of the New York session, which is when I primarily trade, but you can trade anytime you want with the system. I'm in California. I trade the NQ. You can trade anything you want. Um, you can trade anything you want. And the top part with the diamonds and the circles is these circles and diamonds are created in real time. Um, and they don't repaint. They are based on order flow. And then we match them below with our also non-repainting red and green um, oscillator. And when you see red, okay, that tells you that the market's heading down. When you see green, the market's heading up. We have our blue line in between here. And all you want to do is when you see an order flow signal on the top, all you want to do is make sure that it's within a colored background on the bottom. If it's not, don't take the trade. And on the very bottom, we have a directional indicator, which you don't have to use. It just gives you an idea of the market direction, and you can choose whatever time frame you want. I consider this to be very secondary. It just gives you an idea if the market is ranging or moving strongly in one direction or the other. But you can take trend and counter trend trades on this system. And it is very, very simple and very effective. The whole idea is what we're looking for is accuracy. We want, as traders, to make trades that are highly accurate, that we feel very confident in, because we want to place our money in a trade that we think is going to generate us money. And, we want to know with a high degree of certainty that we're entering what looks to be a trade that we map it out, we think we know where it's going, take the trade, it goes there, make some money, and we either rinse and repeat or we're done for the day. That's really what we're looking to do as traders. And in the process of doing that, we want to make sure that we don't give our money back and take bad trades. And this is how, effective systems are born with this type of strategy in mind. And that's what our color trend or color match trading system is doing here. So for instance, to show you, here is a trade that took place at 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday, which just happened. This is the 29th of May. So this circle here is coming from an order flow signal that we didn't create. We're using a publicly available indicator on the top here, but we're matching it with our own strategy on the bottom to help identify high quality trades. So this order flow signal, actually, sometimes it can show circles for quite a ways up on different bars because there's a very strong trend in place. So I typically wait for the circle or the signal to stop generating anymore, meaning the next bar it would have not generated another circle. That gives me a high indication that there's going to be a turn in the market. That doesn't always happen that way, but sometimes. Generally, it's just one circle or one diamond. And here you can see that it did not execute. I'm going to actually, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to turn off the bottom indicator and show you from the top here that after this was formed, there was no certainty in our trading system that this was a good trade, so we let it go. Let it go. Don't take the trade. But we come to the purple diamond here. Now we see a trade formed perfectly within our oscillator. Timing is good. There's actually a continuation down. Take the trade right here. I want to confirm myself. So I wait for this red bar, which is a price candle, to close below the order flow diamond bar. Take the trade, and the way we manage the trade is when we enter, okay, we stay in the trade until either the end of the opposite color bar oscillator on the bottom, right about here. Okay, that would be the end, because if you wait one more bar, it's going to be dark, right? Which would mean this bar here. Okay, so that would be the absolute exit. Or if you have an opposing signal, like a diamond, green diamond would have formed here, or another circle would have formed here, that would have gotten us out as well. So you got those two methods for exiting a trade. Here we would have entered 30,405, stayed in the trade, and exited. Absolute exit would have been 30,315. That's a lot of points. That's 80 points on this one move. And that's, we don't know how many points the market's going to give us, but we did really well on this one trade. And what's nice about it is you don't have to think about it. You just follow the system. And it's very hard, I've seen, for traders to know when to enter. You really don't know when to enter, when to exit. This solves all those problems. Here's another trade here. We see a green bar, and it's formed. The green dot tells us that there's going to be a change of direction of the market, but it's forming right at the edge of our oscillator. And then you see some shakiness in the way down. So you could have possibly taken that trade, but be aware it wasn't going to be a clean trade. I'd rather see a nice formation of the order flow dot or diamond as much as possible in the heart of, or in the thick of, our oscillator color on the bottom. So that might have been a trade. I'm not saying not. It's okay. Just be aware that it might have been a little bit shaky. Here on this trade here, there's really no opportunity for a trade. Don't take it. Just let it go. Okay, you see on the bottom it didn't occur within our oscillator color, green or red. We leave it alone. We wait. Let's see. Here it was 9:56, 8:56. We waited 1 hour, and we did get a trade right here. We took the trade. It was a small win. We got out at the diamond. That diamond occurred on the formation of that bar. So at the close of the bar, we were out. So it was a very, very excellent exit. It wasn't waiting for another bar or two to form. It forms immediately. So we got in at 30,389, and we actually exited at the top because this diamond actually formed at the very top. So we would have made a nice profit here. And there would have been no entrance for a short, because if you look below, there's no color on the background. That means no trade. So this occurred at 10 o'clock. This was a diamond at 1050, but there's no confirmation from below. You can see how important our oscillator is in timing the trades of this order flow indicator. We waited for a pullback, nice market sell-off, and boom, we got a beautiful order flow trade here at 11 on the money, right 11 o'clock. So we would wait just a little bit to make sure that price closes above, and that would have been the next bar. Even this bar is fine. Don't be worried that you think you're too far from the entrance of the dot. It's a good safety mechanism to make sure that the market will go in the direction you're expecting. We take the trade at 30,320. Market moves up very, very nicely. And you can see on the left side how it's basically just recapturing liquidity perfectly right there. You can see exactly how the market operates. If you're an advanced trader, you understand market liquidity. And if you look below, you can see that the absolute exit would have been on this bar here because the blue line exited the over bought area right there on this bar, began to form. So that's the absolute exit. If you're a good advanced trader, then you know that you might have wanted to target this liquidity right here. So either way, you entered at 30,320 and the time was 11:02, and you knew to exit up here, right? If you were targeting this liquidity, you would have exited 30,362. Wow, what a nice profit that would have been on a Friday. If you didn't know and understand liquidity, then you would have got out 30,343, the difference being around 20 points. Usually what the market likes to do is when it's testing a breakout of a previous swing high or swing low, it will pull back like it did here and then test it again. And with a very, very strong bar, it will break through. And what's really nice about our system, it gives you good insight into how the market works so you can begin to understand better market and develop your market strategy using our strategy. You can develop a better understanding of the market and how to trade it. So we've done quite well so far today. There's been no losses on any of the trades. And generally speaking, you're not going to lose any. This is a very accurate system, which is again is different than what you're used to. Most systems have, certain win rates, certain profit factors. This is a very highly accurate system. It's surprisingly accurate, and I think people are going to find that this is a real winning system. Very easy to use. This is a 1-minute chart. You can use it on any time frame. I prefer the 1-minute chart. There's more trades, more activity going on. And since it's so active and so accurate, the 1-minute chart works really, really well, especially for NQ traders, ES traders, because there's plenty of action and guys don't want to sit around on their hands waiting, waiting, waiting. You want a system that can take the turns really well, really, really well, give you good insight. You can see the market, just see how crazy our markets are. It's a very range-bound market, but we still did very well. This was on Thursday. Let's take a look and see how we would have done. Go back to the open and see if we got any trades right here. So this is actually 6:31, 1 minute into the open, there was a diamond order flow, which is telling us that there's going to be a change of direction. So the order flow indicator is exceptionally accurate. We take the trade because our oscillator combined with the order flow signals are highly accurate. You have a lot of confidence in these trades. This thing comes straight on down. There's this green bar, this green area in the oscillator is telling us to stay in the trade. And look at that. We could have gotten out either on the dot or at the end of the green bar, which is exactly the same. A huge winner right here. huge winner. So this right here would have been one trade you could have taken 1 minute into the open. And how many of you would have known that this would have been a short? There's no way of knowing. We really require order flow to help us identify trend. So, as opposed to support resistance, order blocks, fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps, no. You can just use the order flow indicator. It's so, so powerful. And when you couple it with our oscillator, it gives you a really accurate understanding of the slope, the predictability of this trade, and you can place your money on these trades, whether you're in a prop firm or not, and you have a very, very high degree of accuracy. Now let's go on here and let's cover as many trades and possibilities that occurred so you can get a good idea of how our system works. So this would have been a very successful trade. 30,076 closing out at 30,956. That is over 100 points, folks. And this is a scalping system. So, I mean, how often can you sit in a trade that long with confidence? Okay. Now, the return on that didn't occur because if you look closely, it didn't occur within our oscillator colored area, so we leave it alone. We don't touch this order flow signal. And you can see this market was pretty choppy, came down again. Again, no signal. Don't get jumpy. Just stick with the system. We waited. Big, big move up. We got a very nice order flow signal here. Now, we can take this signal and we can take it short. But look, there really is not a good exit. Our green colored background didn't occur, neither did we get an opposing order flow signal. So what I would normally do is if this happens, and it doesn't happen often, but we do have to be aware that the market and no system can be perfect because all of the systems that we create as developers is not artificial, but just trying our best to follow a chaotic market because markets are somewhat chaotic. So all I would have done is it didn't really fill down here. All the liquidity, it jumped back up on me. I simply would have exited. I made 100 points here, over 100 points. I just would have exited at break even and said, okay, this signal is what it is. The market's moving up very quickly. I leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I break even on that trade. Don't think about it. This trade here was another opportunity to come in. Again, the same thing happened because it's a very strong move up. And if you look back at the time of the day or what was going on in the market, there's news had been coming out by Trump about the Iranian war. The markets were extremely jumpy, and the signals that I saw, and I'm showing you these signals during a news-laden area, news-laden part of the market. The signals were not even as good as they usually are, because these signals are order flow signals, and they're telling you what the delta and what the market is doing in terms of traders. So for the market to say, okay, we're going to come down and then jump back up, this means lots of traders are losing money. I mean, they're expecting the market to move down and they're losing money. So we get out at break even again. We might have even lost a couple of points. It could happen so quickly. I don't care. We made our money. This is a opportunity to go long, but there's no confirmation. We leave it alone. Again, look at the choppiness. Here's a short, and again, it jumped right up at us. So I like to, you should have break even, stop losses or right above, and you should understand that this is kind of a rare occurrence. Another short came in. and we would have gotten out because the oscillator did catch this exit. We would have made money on this trade here because we did catch it. So we caught a nice pop over here on the short, which easily would have taken care of any small losses from the previous trades. Bear that in mind when you're taking trades with our system. Here's a short that occurred just at the edge of our oscillator down here. And be aware that when you take a trade and the oscillator color just turns neutral or black, be aware that it's not the best trade, okay? That there could be anything happening. And that's what happened here. It was a very short-lived trade. This trade here was a long, again, very short-lived trade because it happened at the end of our color match at the bottom. This was a short that didn't occur because it didn't match on the bottom. You can see a very jumpy day, very jumpy. Here is a short that happened at the very edge of our, this oscillator here helps us with direction, short-term direction. So the order flow signal occurred right at the edge of a turning point, and we'd rather see it more in the middle somewhere without the edge occurring. And we had a little bit of jumpiness here. It didn't quite take us out. We got out on the green color match, so we would have made either a little bit here or break even, no problem. Again, just see during a tight range day here, we're not having a problem with our trading system. These signals are occurring in real time. They're not repainted or coming later. Look at that at the very, very top of a trend move. That's the power of an order flow indicator. There's no waiting. Anytime you're dealing with EMAs, they're going to give you not at the very top. They're going to give you signals that are less than at the top because they're based on change of a moving average. And so moving averages are just that. They're averages of movement, whereas order flow is a whole different way of looking at the market. That's based on delta, that's based on traders, that's based on time of sales, that's based on buyers versus sellers, aggressive buyers versus aggressive sellers. This is not just an order flow indicator. It has more brains to it than just that. And when it comes to identifying these areas, it's something that the developer himself keeps quiet about. He doesn't develop it. He doesn't explain to you exactly how he does it, but you can trust that these are very, very accurate. And this here is a diamond that occurred. Now we got a nice movement down, but we didn't get the confirmation from our oscillator. So I didn't take that trade. This trade did occur beautifully at 12 noon, just 4 minutes before 12 noon, California time. Nice green circle form, which is an order flow directional move to the downside. So we took this trade and it came straight down immediately, right? And we got out of this diamond. Okay, this diamond actually formed at the close of this bar, not even at the open. The diamond is forming on the bar and then closes. And so we got out right there. That's what makes this system so powerful. We got this actually, I apologize. Yeah, we would have gotten out at the top here, which is fine. Sometimes it occurs on the bottom. Okay, but this time it occurred in the top. I believe it did, even though it's down here. Yeah, I believe it occurred over there. So we would have gotten out at 30,287 and entered 30,305. That's a 20-point move. Okay, and we gladly take it. All we have to do is wait for these setups. I don't think you're going to find anything on the market that's as close to what we have in our trading system. Um, every trading system that I've seen and come across is very complicated. It's very complicated, it's very rigged, it's very difficult, and it doesn't stay consistent. Um, you find that that might be good in a trending market, but not good in a ranging market, but not good in a trending market. You have these things called sensitivity factors. I've been through the whole gamut of the trading world, and I've not come across anything better than what I've developed here. And I know that sounds kind of egotistical, but when you're a trader and you got money in the line, um, eh, you want the best you can possibly get. Now, I give a 3-day free trial look, so you can actually go in, you can back test it, you can kick the tires, you can check it out, you can put it in live testing mode and see what I'm talking about. I'm a very available person to help support the members. If you have any questions, you can contact me, ask me. We can go over the trade. You can see what you did right, what you did wrong until you get a feel for it. This is the type of system where you can start to lay down some serious dollars when you know that a trade has occurred because of the accuracy of what you're seeing here. Here's another trade that took place. Yeah, it's kind of coming at the end of our oscillator here, right? And it's also coming toward the close of the day. When it comes at the end here like this, you might expect some volatility, which is exactly what happened here. So because of that, if you got out on a break even up here somewhere, that's perfectly fine. It just so happened that it did come back down and close out for a beautiful profit. But listen, trading is difficult. We're coming to the end of the day. You made so much money on this day. So if you got out over here, no problem. And this type of trading system that we have, these type of trades occur all day long. They occur all day long, and they're not random. If you don't see a diamond or a circle, an order flow change of direction, there's a reason. It means that the traders are not there to change the direction of the market. It means that the market's either too illiquid, or it might mean that there is just too much choppiness. That's fine. That rarely happens, but when it does, it keeps us out of a bad trade. We don't want to give our market our money back. Here is overnight session. You'll probably find oftentimes more choppy trading. This is an overnight session trade. We got it over here. We got this trade here. You can see the bottom match, color match. We got out down here, didn't make any real money. Overnight can be very illiquid, but you never know. You can see the choppiness down here, right? Because of the illiquidity of the market, you see a lot of dark areas followed by colored areas. They don't see solid blocks like you do during the New York session because the market is jumping with illiquidity. That's the reason why overnight trading is harder than it is during the New York session or the London session. Let's go back and see what that looks like on our chart here. Okay, here you can start to see that the bottom, we get more solid blocks on our oscillator, and we get nice matches on our order flow indicator and oscillator, and you can really feel confident about the next trade. You don't have FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out, which is every trader's worst nightmare because FOMO puts you in total anxiety mode to take a bad trade. Oh my God, I missed out. I missed out. Should I jump in? Should I wait? What should I do? What should I do? Should I still get in the trade? FOMO kills you. You will not have FOMO with our trading system because you just have to understand the market goes up, the market goes down. We will catch trades over and over and over again. You will not have this FOMO. If you see a trade that you were thinking about and you missed because you were just overthinking, just let it play out, watch it occur, and even And if it makes money, just say to yourself, the system's fantastic. I'll catch the next trade. That's all you got to do. Don't get all bent out of shape. Here's a beautiful trade that occurred 15 minutes after the open. I would have waited right over here for clearing of this signal bar. And I know, wow, look at all this liquidity from both post-market opening, and pre-market. I'll take the trade and see what happens. And the market moved up very nicely over here. Didn't give us a lot. Might have given us some points, not a lot, but we didn't lose anything. We're in the trade. The market is doing what it's doing. Moved up, moved down, moved up. We made money or we broke even. That's a good trading system. Here's another trade that occurred at 7:33, right on the money. You can see our oscillator is green, the diamond is green. That's a take trade opportunity. You can see the push up here from the market. We go in and we exited over here. We made money. We made some nice money on this trade. So we're already profitable. In a tight market like this, it's moving up and down. We are like snipers. We catch beautiful trades. No trade here on this order flow move because there's no confirmation of the oscillator. We stayed out. Here's also a trade. No confirmation. It really occurred in the dark area, so we don't bother. This is a very tight market. Here we have a trade. It occurred right on a turning point in the oscillator. Take the trade. We took this trade. Okay, we want to be conservative. We waited for this movement here, for the bar to close below our entry bar. Some of you might take this trade. You might find reason to take it on the actual signal bar. You might do that. There's reasons why you can do that, but mostly I like to wait for the confirmation. 29,996 comes down, comes into a nice low. Look below, look at that. We hit the green turning point and we're out right here. Okay, we made about 10 points. That's fine. We're adding 10 points to our bank account. Okay, 10 points. That's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, we can make 100 points in some move, but we don't want to lose. We want to gain. We want to keep adding to our bank account and to the positiveness of the system and how we conquer the market this way. And our psychology is always staying positive. This is so important. And look what we did here. We only made 10 points, but we didn't have a depressed attitude. The next movement from here was up. We're not thinking FOMO, oh my God, I missed this move here. It went up. Why did I, blah, blah. No, let the market do its thing. You've got to learn to let go. Try not to control the market. It's what every trader fails at. Let the order flow dictate. And here the market came down. There was no order flow. It just came down. Okay, but there was a beautiful order flow change right here, okay, that occurred on a nice green turning point in our oscillator. Now you're sitting here happy. You just found yourself a beautiful trade, okay, a beautiful trade. And that's what you can expect from our trading system. It gives you the confidence to trade, the confidence to wait. This is a professional trading system. It puts you in the driver's seat like no other system can. It makes you wait. It forces you into the best possible trades. An order flow trading system means that there are tons of other institutions and other traders that are looking to turn the market right here. This is a strong indication of a market change. And when you couple it with our proprietary oscillator, directional oscillator on the bottom, you're not going to find a better reason for you to take a trade. And look what happened here. Without even any drawdown to your signal, Well, there was one bar here. I apologize. This one did come down. But you're confident because you're still in this nice green area. You're expecting the market to move up, which it does. It moves up very nicely here, and it continues to move up. It chops a little bit over here, and you're exiting right there. You're done. You're done. Your trade is done. You don't care about the rest of the market and what the rest of the world thinks. You exited at 29,958. You entered 29,930. You made almost 30 points on this trade. If you're trading one NQ contract, that's $600. That was from 1010 to 1028. That's 18 minutes that you're in the market. And while you're in, look at this movement. It's constantly up, constantly up. Okay? Because the market, what it's doing, it's recapturing this liquidity. It recaptured the liquidity. And you were part of that recapturing. That's the beauty of the trading system. Here's another trade we didn't take. Markets recapturing liquidity again, right? Let's see here. And by the way, I like to look when I take a trade, I always like to ask myself, is there liquidity to recapture? Because if there is, I'm excited. I'm excited. I know that this is the right thing to do. If I look on the left side, I say, is there liquidity here? Yes, there is liquidity for us to capture. The market's saying turn here. There must be reasons why the market needs to come down. There's traders here that are trapped. The market needs to come down. The market pulled up quickly, left these traders hanging somehow, and we're going to come back and recapture some of that liquidity. We got it here. Market came down, and we got out of the diamond. Hey, we could have got out. Let's see. We could have got out down here. Well, that would have been up here, right? So this would have been a slightly profitable trade if there was no diamond, but we lucked out like a casino. The diamond, this is a turning point. And by the way, just I want you to see the power of the order flow. This market came straight down on these two bars, and yet the order flow trading system is saying to us, there's a turnaround coming. Now, there's no way on God's green earth that you or I, with our naked eye, is going to look at this and say that the market's going to turn back up. No way. We're thinking it's going to come straight down. But order flow tells us differently. So you have in your hands, folks, probably the best trading system you're ever going to see. Ever. And I'm giving you a 3-day trial to try out the system for yourself and check it out. Trade it on the 1-minute chart, my recommendation. Now here, we got in, let's say right here at 30,048. This bar formed, this bar actually formed at the close. You wait for the close. It's going to form all the way down here. It pushed, 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 pushed at the close of that bar. And we got a 20,023. So we made ourselves almost 25 points on this move in just a few moves. So this is what you're going to see. Our trading system, you're going to see this kind of movement over and over and over. It's a trend, counter trend trading system like you've never seen before. It works, doesn't repaint. Try it out. It's super inexpensive. I developed it for traders like you and me to pass prop firms to be able to add accounts on and do copy trades to make a decent living. It's psychologically empowering. It is telling you where the market's going to turn to a high degree of accuracy. And when you couple the system with our specialized oscillator, it gives you perfect entries and exits. If you just try to trade this upper system by itself, it becomes extremely difficult. You'll have tremendous difficulty because you won't always get a move from diamond to circle. It doesn't work that way at all. So you're fooling yourself to think that you can just trade this upper indicator by itself. I've tried it. It won't work. You'll lose money. So if you're not a stubborn individual, if you just want to make money, if you want a system that works and you want to take advantage of what I put together, and I mean, come on, $79 is ridiculous because you can make that back in 2 seconds. So anyone who has the reason why people don't like to spend money on trading systems is because they fail. And now you're not only losing money, your own money in trading, you're also losing money on your strategies that you're buying. So I want you to feel comfortable to know that this is a profitable trading system. So check it out. Contact me if you want. The indicator, you can is link is in the description. I'm looking forward to seeing you aboard. Thank you very much. Wow, how do we get out of this thing? There we go.